Hi, it is the Pikachu time. So I wear this Pikachu sunglass so that it is more relaxed to share on something which is critical, but we don't want to get stressed. Okay. So just I have shared the S model video for past few hours. I got many messages from our meditation friends and martial art friends and Qigong friends. And the question start to asking me is, number one, Hendrik, is this Qigong good? Will this do the job? The second is this grandmaster or this style will do the job? So I have plenty of internet link. Okay, people send me all kinds of links and so forth. And you know what? I want to share with you something really critical. Okay. And we don't want to judge people like, is this style good or no good and those kind of stuff. You know, obviously, you know, different people have their different way of doing things. However, there is standard reference which let one to be able to know whether this thing works or this thing is not works. Okay. So today I'd like to share with you on that thing, that three things which is you need to know. If you practice meditations, Qigong and internal art, you need to know these three. Otherwise, depend on how many of these three one be able to handle, the result will be partial. Okay, if one not be able to handle this, that means it's better to start from square one to understand what's going on. Okay, so it's not just like, oh, I do this style, I do this type of meditations or that type of meditation. That really didn't tell us much. So I want to share with you these three things today. Okay, which is, you want to remember, this is like the Newton's law of Qigong, okay, or meditations or internal art. Without those three development, it is very, very, very not likely one be able to handle the basic. Okay, so let's start with this. If you have my S model, okay, S model. So if you have my S model, you can see that this is the entry. This is intelligent world, this is the natural world, and then this is the entry. And so this part is actually the basic, very basic fundamental or foundation part of either want to develop Qigong meditations or whatever. Okay, and only if this part is be able to handle properly, that these transformations, okay, these transformations of the physical and so forth can happen. Okay, so for thousands of years it is like that. Okay, it's not I invented it. Taoists, Buddhists, as soon as it's Chinese related, that is the common denominator. Okay, so I transfer that to here. This is the intelligent world, this is the natural world, and then one has to get from this intelligent world into the natural world, and then over here, okay, one actually develop the energy or charging up the body, the body energy. You know, like if you eat food, you sleep, you're charging up. Okay, not thinking some kind of mysterious stuff. Okay, and this energy, you know, you can look at it as like people is rest. You eat and you rest like a baby. okay, then the baby can grow. That energy, okay, from food and oxygen, and which is, you know, you're eating, digesting, and your oxygen, and your resting. Okay, like a baby. Think about like baby, why baby grow, nothing mysterious. And then the calmness, okay. So if you think about it, like a baby can sleep for a long time, okay. Calmness, it calm and sleep, or in peaceful way, it sleep for a long time. So at this location in the S model, that is what it is. And then only that, if one is here, go far enough, develop, you know, like this is growing, okay, the energy is growing from the begin, from one cross the line from the intelligent world to the natural world, the energy is growing, the calmness is growing if one practice properly. And then up to a certain point, the body transformation come into play, okay, because it start to have enough energy to influence the body, or enough nutrient the body, or the oxygen, so forth. So it start the body transformations, or healing, support to the body, okay. And over here at the beginning, when one enter into the natural world, is rest. The easiest way to think about it is like you fall into sleep. Well, how deep is the sleep? It's a matter of how deep you can go here, okay. So if you go here, meaning that you know, when you get here, meaning that you are in a really deep sleep, okay, and a long period of time, this kind of stuff. Okay, now Qigong, meditation, all have to accomplish this state, or internal art. Otherwise, it really is like doing exercise, or usual resting or sleeping. It doesn't really get into the transformation and so forth. Okay, now, so there are three things. So this is the natural world, this is the intelligent world, this is the natural world. When you need to cross this boundary, in the S model, there's physical body, there is the mind, this is the breathing, and then this is the energy. One need to know this, okay. And the very basic, very basic, okay. Even if we don't talk about this, because if this is done properly, this is naturally come with it, okay. Now, over there, over in these three things, for the physical body, the Chinese have been said it, writing it all over the world. The physical has to be loose. The mind has to be quiet. And the breathing has to be natural. Okay? You can read all the Qigong books and everything. Okay? But then there's a problem with this kind of description. Why? Because the loose, the quiet, and the natural breathing is up for everybody's interpretations. It have no standard. It a standard reference. So actually nobody knows what is going on about. Oh, loose the body. What do you mean by loose? Okay, losing your body. Okay, what is that? So you ask 10 people who doing Qigong or meditations or whatever in the same class, 10 people will tell you a different thing, because nobody will know what it is. Same thing is quiet. Same thing is the natural breathing. So this three critical key I want to give you and share with you all once for all today is this. Loose means the body has to be opened up or unwrapped. Meaning like this joint, okay, doing nothing. If I rest my palm, this joint, this wrist joint, doing nothing, and it be able to unwrap itself, open up or unwrap itself. While human body, if you really rest it, you can sense it that the body actually be able to unwrap itself. Okay. The second is the mind is quiet. Quiet mean what? Quiet mean using only the aware. Okay, not thinking this, thinking that, visualization this, or whatever. It is aware. It's just aware. It's like you quietly aware of your environment. That aware. That is how the quiet means. Okay. The standard of quiet. One has to get to that aware, and thought is really rare. Pops up. You know, the rise of the thought is very rare. You know, you can thought come up, and then you're aware, and then after sometimes thought come up. Of course, you need to have training, but you know now you need to get into the aware state of the mind element. You don't want to get thinking there and try to suppress yourself, all those kind of stuff. Okay, that's not quiet. Quiet is defined as you use the aware functions of your mind, and the other type of functions you don't use it much at all under that state. Or when the more you train, the more you aware, and not give raise to different stuff. Okay. So the third one is what? The third one is that the breathing has to be natural, right? You know what natural means? Let me share with you. Nobody talk about this. In this channel, this is the first time you heard about this thing. Okay? Actually, I shared a few days ago. The third thing about the breathing is natural, meaning this diaphragm of the human, be able to do large amplitude of movement. Okay, this diaphragm is loose and be able to do a large amplitude of movement. That is the definitions of natural. Okay. So the physical body has to get into the unwrapped state. The body be able to unwrap itself. You let it be there, it unwrap itself. Okay? It's in the natural world now. You don't use your mind to manipulate it. Okay? It is sometimes I call this state this natural state, I call it natural resonance. Okay, you like a pendulum, it resonates with the nature. Okay, so the body has to be unwrap itself. Okay, naturally. That's the first key. The second key, the mind have to get into the awareness state. Okay, and that is the target. Of course, you know, at the beginning we always thinking something and so forth. Okay, but it's the awareness state is the target. And for example, when people practice counting the breath, meaning that counting is the thinking, the thought, those kind of stuff. But after a while, you're counting, you drop the counting, you're just following the breathing. That is the awareness. You're aware of your breathing. You go to that state. Okay, that is the beginning of entering. Now, the third one is the natural breathing, which is the diaphragm be able to move in a very large displacement, you know, like large amplitude, naturally and effortlessly. Okay. So That is very different than today when people say, you know what, focus on your dantian if you're Chinese, or focus on your lower abdomens, okay? And then when you inhale, you want your lower abdomens to expand or contract or all kinds of stuff. Those are not this, okay? This type of breathing is meaning that the entire thing, you drop it and the body do it by itself without any manipulation. Now, that is a significant why this need to be done, okay? Now, physical body, if it's unwrapping, you know that the body circulations, blood circulations or energy circulation will be better. It's like when you are resting, when you are sleeping, the body circulation is better. Now, when your mind is in the awareness state, it is resting your nervous system, okay? Your autonomic nervous system, because you're not in thinking certain thing excite you. It is relax it now, okay? So you get to like the more parasympathetic state, okay? Now, the breathing, when it get into this natural high amplitude of movement in the diaphragm, what is that? That indicate that the first thing is, because it got to do with breathing. That means your breathing, the breathing volume is increasing. Have a large volume of breathing. Well, there's the oxygen there. The second thing is because this diaphragm is moving. Guess what? That is massaging, improve circulations for the internal organs. That's what the Chinese do when they do the 6 healing sounds. Okay? The basic of 6 healing sound has to base on the movement of the diaphragm. Okay? That is a must. If anybody never attain that, they are not going to get the proper 6 healing sound. Okay? And in fact, it might be even damaging, because now you say you tense your diaphragm to make a sound or something like that, you end up you just brute force the thing. Okay, so these 3 things, the body is loose and it's unwrapped itself. Okay, has to go up to the unwrap itself. The mind has to be quiet and using mostly the awareness, and then the breathing is natural, that the diaphragm is effortlessly moving in a large amplitude. Only that, when one can handle that, one can say one have developed the Qigong or meditations or internal art. And only that, after a while, one's body can start to have the transformation. Okay? Because remember, the transformations in the S model first start with the breathing. That's what? Because now the breathing have more oxygen, your breathing volume is huge, you have that massaging. That's why it start to transform. Okay, this is scientific stuff. Okay, and those who train and attain high level of in Buddhism or Taoism have this kinds of achievement. Okay, or Qigong, they have this achievement. Those who train the 6 healing sound, they have that type of capability. Okay. So however, you need to be watch out for this diaphragm breathing. If your body is not open up, you tense up here, your skeleton structure is tensing up. It is going to fix your body, that you're not going to be able to allow or support that breathing, that diaphragm movement. Okay, it's just impossible. Okay, or in a more diplomatic way, saying that very not likely. Okay, but You know, think about it. If all this thing is like a jam up, like you sit in the lotus posture without your body unwrapped and so forth, it's like you stress that thing there. Okay, you contract the entire body, you stress it, and the mind is at a painful and stressed state. How is this going to proceed? You cannot get to the breathing. That's why most people cannot get into this breathing state unless you have a teacher who is experienced and will guide you. Okay? This is a fact, a reality. So these three keys, disregard of any style, any meditations or Qigong, anything, you look into that. If one have the handling of these three, that means good. If one doesn't have it, meaning that find out what one missed. Okay? And if one doing something completely against it or totally opposite, then one knows trouble is not going to get anywhere. You know, one just cannot stay in the intelligence world and keeping thinking, oh, this is my interpretation of this is my interpretation of the Qi or whatever. It doesn't work if you cannot get in. So this three basic, if one cannot be able to get into that basic, one will not be able to develop anything. Okay. So if you want to, if you know about it, that's fine, good. Okay, just go continue on your practice, and you know that this is work. I explained to you how you have improve circulations, and when you get to the breathing is natural, then you can get deeper rest, and then you can charge up your body. Like deep rest is charging your body energy and so forth. So you get one more step more than this is physical body loose. You just relax. Okay, that is just usually relax. This is a different stuff. So the details actually I have wrote in these books, and that's why I make all these models. So one know exactly what happened, mind element, what type of function there, and the body, the unwrap, and the breathing, and what kind of states. And then I also show here how I also show in meditation matrix how to get one by one, okay, physical body, mind, and breathing, how to get to physical body, get to the open mind, get to aware, and then the breathing, get into the natural breathing, okay, where the diaphragm is naturally moving, not manipulated like usual, or low abs breathing, those kind of stuff. Okay, and as I show in this meditation matrix, you see that this is proportion to calmness, and calmness is actually in direct proportion with the energy, and this is awareness. Okay, so if you want to have this much awareness, you need to get this much calmness. Okay, like you draw a line here, this much calmness associated with this much awareness. Okay, if you want to develop the insight and so forth. So over here you see that this is for rest, and then how you handle your body. Without going through this, it just have no way to know the milestone, no way to know how to get there, and thus one can spend decades or lifetime going nowhere. But just I wish I believe. Well, it doesn't work that way. This is, the Buddha talk about or teach about the cause, effect, and condition. Everything have a cause, have an effect, and are based on the situations or the conditions at the time of the cause to get the effect. It is very scientific stuff. Okay, not magic, not voila, some days right away I become enlightenment. Okay, those are reading things here. It's not the way how the nature work. So one have to go through this before one can get to the transformations and all kind of stuff. So that's why when one sees this, one can use this as a rule of thumb to look at the thing one practice, and one can check oneself. Okay, and we don't want to use this to judge who have it, who don't have it, which style is good, which style is no good. We don't want to use that. That's a wrong way to use it. This is this three rule of thumb, or three critical key, is using to check ourselves. What do we do? And also this three critical key is to tell us those in ancient China, Taoist, Buddhist, Qigong, and internal people, they are scientific, okay? And let's not get here and start to I read this chapter, this is my interpretations, and you translate something from Chinese to English and so forth, and then you say, well, I know this already. As I always ask people, if you know this, why don't you know that the body have the unwrapped state? Why don't people know that there's awareness function there which need to be used to enter into it? And then why one doesn't know about the diaphragm stuff? It's simple like that. It's scientific. It can be checked. It's like engineering. Okay. So this is to share with you today. And as what I said, just using for check yourself. Now, if you want to know more details and so forth, including the energy and so forth, and all this meditation, whatever, get this book, okay? And this is supposed to be the summary of what the ancient Chinese practice. Okay, a summary. I don't write that book for other stuff than presenting a solution, because we need a solution. This is a digital era. We are in trouble if we don't know this stuff. And if we don't know it and we keep thinking, you know what? Like in Silicon Valley, many people say, if you stress, you do meditations. Well, so how is meditations going to help you? Well, most people don't know. So we need to know what it is, what we want to get, what kind of result we want to get, how to get there, why we can get there. Okay? So this is to share with you today. Hope that this help you guys to look into things more technically, and again, not using this to judge people, but to know what it is.